Let's talk pull-ups. I think this is every girl's dream, the ability to do pull-ups. And like I explained to a lot of my clients, body weight movements for the upper body are far harder than body weight movements for the lower body. This is completely normal. And for a lot of women, a pull-up is quite difficult to achieve because a lot of our weight is held at the bottom, and that is what we're pulling up. In conversely, with men, a lot of their weight or their strength comes from their upper body, and there's not a lot of mass on their lower half, so it's easy for them to pull up. And then you've obviously got some awesome, like, pole dancers and people who are into calisthenics that are able to hold their whole body up using their fingertips. But we're not those guys, we're bodybuilders, or I'm a bodybuilder, and I'm going to show you how I got myself being capable of doing a pull-up in these steps. But this took years, but these steps definitely do help. So the first thing that you need to be able to do is the ability to hang. Can you hang on the bar for a sufficient amount of time to be able to even get yourself up there? A lot of women struggle with grip strength and holding onto the bar for a long period of time. So this is what we're going to practice. So the practice movement that we're going to be doing is the dead hang. So in your program, you want to set it up to where you're going to be hanging and just holding yourself. We don't want any swinging or rocking, moving. Nice tight core, holding yourself in and holding yourself in that position. You want to kind of build that up from 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, even to a minute, just to ensure that you're able to hang for enough time without your hands and your fingers cramping. Okay? Second movement, when you're kind of going into the pull-up, is being able to do a scapular retraction. And you're both thinking, what is a scapular retraction? So scapulars are your shoulder blades, and this is a movement that is required when you are doing a movement. It's the ability to squeeze down and pull on your scapula before the bicep kind of comes in to help you pull up into the pull-up position. So we're going to practice the scapular retraction before we get into that full pull and that full action. So again, we're going to go up into the dead hang, and then we're going to scapular retract and then relax down. Okay, that's step 2. And then now we need to take it back. So the next movement we need to do is now a banded pull-up. So once you've mastered the dead hang and you mastered the scapular retraction, you're still not ready for a pull-up. So you need to practice the movement, and this needs to be done through assistance. So you can use the assisted pull-up machines, which most gyms have, or the banded pull-up machine. Once you get really good at the assisted pull-up machine, you need to graduate into the banded pull-up machine, because this will add the more variables that you're going to have when you are doing a pull-up. So the swing, the drag, the instability of the core can only be replicated pretty much using a band, and you won't get that same feeling if you use a machine where the movement is quite fixed. So there's 2 ways to do it. I'm quite tall, so I don't need like a box or a step. My preference is to put the band in through my knee, but there are some girls who prefer to put it on their foot. It is easier if your foot is inside it. So if you're going to do it for your foot, take a step forward, hand on the bar, cross your leg around the band, and then you'll be able to get into the pull-up. But what's important is that you have the correct bicep strength, the correct core strength to be able to do that movement. I can do a pull-up, so obviously it's going to look a little bit easier on me. Once you have cracked the banded pull-ups, you will then graduate into pull-up machines. I personally don't like the eccentric teaching of the pull-up, where you kind of like climb up the machine and then lower yourself down. I prefer just kind of going into it. If we're going to control ourselves in the eccentric phase, we do that in the banded pull-up, having that good control, but clambering up a machine and lowering yourself down doesn't teach you anything of doing the biomechanical movement of the pull-up. That's just my personal preference. So when you're kind of getting ready to do a pull-up, you kind of now need to put all the things that I told you before together. So now I'm going to talk about it. So we're going to go into a dead hang, scapular retraction, and then the bicep to pull us up, and then lower yourself down, which is what you'll use the band for. And then you go through the same process: dead hang, scap retraction, pull up to the bar, relax yourself back down. And that is how you graduate yourself from being able to do no pull-ups to a pull-ups over time.